Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Margarita Amplo from MCA Consulting Services, where we help grow your business the modern way by providing you sales, marketing services. Welcome to our podcast series, Business Talk with Marg, where we invite experts to join us monthly to discuss topics and provide us with tips to help with specific challenges that we're having in businesses that we're facing in today's environment. And today, please welcome Tom Giraldo. He is the president of Ecotech. Ecotech is a web and app development company, and they were actually founded in 2016. And they're also a strategic partner of MCA Consulting for a couple of years now, Tom. And Tom's going to give us some tips today on how we can improve our website presence. And thank you for joining us here, Tom. And you're in lovely Clearwater, Florida. I'm very jealous.
Water, thank you for having me.
Great. So, Tom, you have an amazing background with extensive experience in creating effective UI and UX, as well as minimalist and yet functional design. And you approach design a little bit differently, from the end user's behavior. You look at trends and you actually use psychology to create an effective strategy to deliver messages. So, and you also create something called the flight plan method. And you also share one of my strong beliefs of quality over quantity. So thanks again for joining us. I'm curious, tell me a little bit more about flight plan method.
Flight plan. So I'm very passionate about aviation. And one of the mistakes that I've noticed people would do is that they would start a project, or they would, get going with an idea, but not really have a destination or like a way to get there. So when we fly, we have to know where we're going. We pick the destination, and then you make calculations for like wind correction and checkpoints and waypoints and things that as you're progressing, you look and say, okay, I'm on the right way. And if you're not, then you need to correct. So the flight plan method, it's marketing. There's other names, such as the roadmap in IT. But the flight plan method, it's literally that. It's just checking what your resources are, where is it that you want to go with it, and then using the best tool to get there. Not all platforms are for the same purpose. Instagram might work better for some things than Etsy, for example, or Pinterest, or even Spotify. A lot of platforms that most businesses don't even think to use. So the flight plan method is, before you even launch, sit down, tell us where it is that you want to go, and then put together those tools so that you can plot the right course. Because you don't want to go and spend a lot of money on Instagram and not get any type of effective engagement, where you could have put that effort in something more like a Facebook, for example, right, or an Etsy. So is knowing the destination, plotting the course, putting the resources, and then correcting as you go.
Awesome. So putting together the strategy and then trying to execute the plan, pretty much. That's awesome.
Right.
Great. So we're here today mainly to talk about, websites. When you start a business, I know I tend to always ask everyone, what's your website? And that way to get a better idea of what they do. In your opinion, do all companies need websites?
Do all businesses or companies need a website? Yes, but depending on what they offer, or the kind of product or service that they sell, a business person or an entrepreneur should not let that stop them from getting going, because there's a lot of platforms that do things much better than you trying to learn yourself, and you can use those platforms for your benefit to get going, and then little by little go and grow. For example, if you wanted an e-commerce platform like Etsy, it's much easier to just go and set something up there and start developing your business than actually sit down and make a whole shop using something like Squarespace or Wix or even paying somebody to do it. So you need to know, okay, what is it that I sell, and where are the people that are there? But eventually, yeah, you should have your own, because once people give you money, they kind of want, they want to see that you have a place where I can go and ask for support or refunds or a number to call. So at the beginning, you should know what it is that works better for you, but works towards having your website.
Right. Because I know a lot of people, start off on LinkedIn and then they don't have a website, but I guess on your roadmap, you should definitely have a website, because I guess it gives you more credibility with your audience and actually the look and feel of a real business.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It lands when it lands into, do these people have a product that I need, and this is a company that I trust, that is not going to be gone tomorrow. So based on that strategy, you can get started. A lot of people have built, successfully on Etsy or Pinterest or not Pinterest, Facebook. So then going from there to what the next step will be, if you're going to say, for instance, like scale it up.
Right. Gotcha. Awesome. So I hear a lot of talk about landing pages. A lot of clients are asking to create landing pages.
Right.
How do you, how effective are they, and how would you use them?
They're extremely effective, but a lot of people confuse the landing page with the actual homepage or the company's website. So normally we suggest a landing page to be part of some type of campaign where you're going to be either selling something, a product that is going to specifically hook the client. You're going to put some marketing money behind it. They're going to look at that picture, whatever you promote, say Instagram, Facebook. They're going to look at that, and you're going to say something like learn more. You click on that, it takes you to that landing page. When you get to the landing page, that's where you need to make sure that you use the attention that you got from the viewer properly. If you start sending them to different directions, then the landing page will not be as effective. Because if I told you, hey, check out this they check out these shoes, and they get there, and there's no way for them to see or buy the shoes, and you start talking about your mission, your vision, about us, or maybe even a pop-up that wants to collect an email before the person has a chance to decide, do I like this product? Do I need this product? Do I trust this company? The landing page won't be as effective, and you'll be wondering why people get there and just bounce. So they have a purpose, and a lot of people need to make sure that that purpose is served, is done correctly.
Right. If not, it's just, what's the point?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, so as far as, capturing customer information on a website, I know many times when people are trying to get my information, people are using it for marketing purposes or just to have an idea of who they're talking to. I personally get frustrated sometimes if it's just one little thing I'm looking for that I need to fill this whole huge form. When do you feel the online forms are most appropriate? And are people getting away from having people fill out forms online because of, I guess, frustration and so forth?
Yeah, if you personally don't enjoy them, rest assured, a lot of people feel the same way.
Right.
We are every day, and we are going towards something that there's less attention span. So when people get to a site, if you put hurdles, what's on the other side is what's going to tell me if that book or that ebook or that free content is worth me going through, giving you my date of birth or my phone number.
Mhm.
So that's where the psychology kind of works out. You need to know who your audience is. Some companies, such as if you need a loan, you know, you put your
Right.
social security because you really need that loan. But if it's
Mhm.
an ebook and you're asking for date of birth and phone numbers, and people, all they know is you keep getting phone calls on their phone,
Right.
from scam likely, and they call immediately after you file that form. People automatically think, I went on here, my phone
Right.
rang, I got hacked. You know,
Right.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
asking for so much information may work more than likely negatively. The email is fine.
Mhm.
You get the email, you get a name, just so we know how to address it to you. But it should start with that. And if you're exchanging that email for some type of value, it should, you kind of like should know, uh, will people go through all this to get this ebook? So it all
Right.
depends on that. But most people don't like forms. In fact, there are tools that instead of giving you this long form with all the fields, it just goes like one page, what's your name? This is this. And then it switches to another one. And then so what's your email? Just to make it a little more or less overwhelming to look at that and say, I don't
Right.
have time for all of this. Because the thing is, this is again the behavioral where people think that we don't have time. I just
Mhm.
don't have time to fill this. It takes 30 seconds. You don't have 30 seconds.
Right.
You
Right.
don't like it.
Yeah.
So when we look at that, we look when we're designing your pages, we're always keeping that in mind. Are people gonna get to here and then just be like, I don't have time for this? But if the reward on the other side or the content is worth it, they will make the time.
Right. Gotcha. So yeah, you just have to see like what the purpose is of it and make, I like the idea of, just having fill out your name and then go to the next page. It'll be a lot easier, I think, for people. That's great. So I know that we at MCA, we made some changes to our website recently in regards to call to action buttons and this was one of the things you definitely wanted to include in our website. So tell me your strategy on this, on the call to action buttons. How important are they?
Extremely important. And there is a weird behavior there. Let's say you have two call to actions. A company can call HubSpot.
Mhm.
Um, did a whole research that the red call to action actually got more clicks than any other color, even though everybody thinks that the green one is the friendliest because the color of money, color psychology.
Mhm.
But HubSpot had a study that it was the red one. So if you go with the red, or people go with Amazon's yellow, but if you go with the red, supposedly it showed that people click more. So, but at the same time, the other things of the behavior, aside from the color, is what do you want people to do on that call to action,
Mhm.
and do you have too many of them telling you to do different things? We had one that was for at the beginning, when we first started. There used to be a call us, and then
Mhm.
if you wanna become a partner, click here, and then if you want this, and then we switched the strategy to let's just get everybody to schedule a quick conversation, whether you want to call, become a partner. So the buttons on the website are all the same, so that we don't create that confusion of, wait, did I click here to call, or did I click here to get pricing? Did I click here to this? We don't have product pricing in MCA's website, so we didn't need like to differentiate one call to action to another. So it's very important to know what is it that you want people to do, and then it needs to get to that result. You don't want to have people click on a call to action that takes you to a form and then another call to action that takes you to, submit and then enroll or subscribe to the newsletter. So nobody wants to be clicking through all those things. So what we did was every button that we have needs to go to schedule a meeting. And it was also based on how people on mobile are scrolling. So you don't want them to go back up, or most people won't go back up to find that one button that you had at the top about the fall. They keep scrolling, reading what else you have, some social proof, some reviews from your partners or clients. But now they're at the bottom of the page. So there's, okay, you convinced me, where do I go now? Do you have to scroll the way back to click for that? Probably for a restaurant, we put up with that,
Right.
But for anything else, get to the call to action and say, okay, schedule a meeting. So we always approach it from, there's the people like me, for example, I'm like, let's get to the point. I don't read reviews. I don't read, social proof or anything. If I'm already at your site, I want to, get to the business side of it. So I get to the top, and I don't want to know about the mission, the vision. Once we schedule that meeting, we'll discuss and see if there's chemistry, me as a customer. So there's people like me that get there, but there's other people that get there, okay, tell me more, and they just continue scrolling. So as they go down, there should be like, you convinced? Want to schedule a meeting? No? Okay, then keep on reading. Convinced? So we look at that type of design and that type of user experience as well, to make sure that you get that. And that's, to me, today, because it's all, people are always changing, but today, where people approach from mobile and tablets, call to actions used in that has been quite effective.
Right. I know. Well, I mean, even when I go on a website, where's the contact information? Where do you call somebody? Where do you, and you don't really see that call button, but you do see the, contact us, which leads to a link that could schedule a meeting. Again, it depends on the type of business that you have and what would make more sense for that.
Right. Like, say, for instance, if you have a restaurant, you can have a contact page, but unless it's for like the events page, or somebody wants some event information to like book the place for one of our clients, we have a form. But most people are going to go to call directly from either Google or Bing or something like that. And it'll pop up from your Google My Business. So that's why it's important to have that as well. But if you are going to have, if you have a restaurant, people are hungry. So that call us now and talk to a human and ask questions need to be at the top.
Right.
But that's not a call to action. That's, call the number.
Right.
The call to action would be if you have a landing page, for example, for the venue itself, where the people are renting the place. You want to say, hey, Valentine's is coming, this 620 people do a Valentine's event for, the couples in your company, and, book now. That will be the call to action, But that was the strategy that we kind of did with you, because what ended up happening was that the original call to action and button strategy that we had on your page was getting us a lot of spam calls.
Right. Yeah.
Now we were getting a lot of spam calls, and having the form and not having a way to collecting it or checking it is also no good. So if you have a contact page where people are filling in a form and you don't get back to them, and they just like send submit and they don't know what happened, you don't call back within 24 hours. And that's kind of long. But a lot of people make that mistake because they don't have a way to check, or where is this information being collected once they hit that submit button. So so that's what's important about it. And those were the things that we kind of changed, so that everything just goes right to the scheduler, and you speak to them about whatever it is that they need.
That's awesome. That's great. Well, thank you so much. Our time's already up here, but we had some great advice. Yeah, that went quickly. We had some great advice from you. And if our viewers out there want to contact you and just have another chat with you and get some additional advice, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
To get a hold of us, the website, ecotech.net, ECCOTECH.net. I'm pretty sure they'll do something on post there.
Mhm.
That's the fastest way, and using our button strategy,
Yeah.
just schedule a meeting.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us today on Business Talk with Marg. I hope you guys will join us next time. We have a special guest, Ray McKenzie will be joining us from Starting Point with some tools needed to start your own business. So I hope you can join us. Thanks again, everyone, and have a great rest of the day. Take care.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.